It's the dictionary. Dictionary. It's the dictionary. Dictionary. It's the dictionary. Dictionary. It's the dictionary. It's the dictionary.
Hello, word nerds. Welcome to the dictionary, hosted by me, Spencer. Oy, I'm feeling so lazy and groggy this morning, and I don't know why. Couldn't have anything to do with our cat whining at us at 1 in the morning. No. Anyway, let's get into the words. The first word is the word flue, F-L-U-E, noun from 1582. This is an enclosed passageway for directing a current as a... We have a few sub-definitions. So it's this enclosed passageway for some sort of current to go through it. It's a pipe, basically. So A is a channel in a chimney for conveying flame and smoke to the outer air, allowing the smoke, mostly the smoke, and I guess a little bit of the flame, to go up and up and up through the thing, through the chimney, and then out into the open air, so it doesn't go into the house. I definitely remember a time when I was a kid when we forgot, my dad probably, forgot to open the flue in the chimney before setting a fire, and then like, what? Now there's all this smoke in the house, and we had to set up fans and open the doors and blah, blah, blah. It was a whole big to-do. So number B, letter B, is a pipe for conveying flame and hot gases around or through water in a steam boiler. So, yeah, steam boiler, you cooking stuff in this steam boiler, you're steaming stuff, and it's the pipe that allows for the stuff to go around to keep it hot. I don't know, something. C, an air channel leading to the lip of a wind instrument. An air channel leading to the lip of a wind instrument. Is this related to flute, which we're going to see in a few episodes? The flue in a wind instrument. I think I need to see a picture of this. I need a visual of this. Let's see. Flue in wind instrument. So it said that it's the air channel leading to the lip. So is that literally where you put your lips, or some other part, some other lip? Let's see. There's a chart with things and labels. Okay, so this looks like, what is this exactly? This is a reed pipe. This is a pipe on like an organ. And there is a part that's labeled flue. It's a tiny little passageway. There's the upper lip, the ear, the mouth, the lower lip. Why does this thing has footholds? Is this thing a person? Huh, interesting. Okay, I could dig more into that later, but I won't. Not right now. Oh, here's another one that's more 3D. There's somewhere in there. Yeah, there's the flue. It's a little air passageway. So I guess I'm sure there's a variety of instruments that have this, but specifically in like a pipe in an organ, there's a hole that lets the air out, but that section where the hole is a little bit more complicated than it looks, and in there is an air passageway called the flue. Squeaky mic arm. Now we have B. The synonym is... No, sorry, this is D, of course. The synonym is flue pipe, which we'll get just in a little bit here. So, guess what? The origin of this word is unknown. We don't know where this word came from. It's a flue. A flue? Why do we call it a flue? I don't know why we call it a flue. But it's a passageway for stuff. Let's see. My sound effect is going to be... Now we have flue cured, 2 words with a hyphen, adjective from 1905. This is cured with heat, transmitted through a flue without exposure to smoke or fumes, as in flue cured tobacco. So cured with heat, transmitted through a flue, but it's not exposed to smoke or fumes? What is this? Are you putting it in some sort of chimney-like thing that has a flue? You're putting this tobacco in the flue of a chimney? What is this? You're putting it in this passageway, but how does it not get exposed to smoke or fumes? Interesting. I would assume that there's also maybe flue-cured meat. Seems like something that people would do. Now we have fluency. Noun from 1636. This is the quality or state of being fluent, which is our next word, fluent. Adjective from 1585. Number 1A, capable of flowing, and the synonym is fluid. Fluent, yes. What did we have? We had, in the previous episode, we had fluctuate and those. So yeah, there seems to be this connection with things flowing. I would not have used this word in this context, though. Fluent. That water is fluent because it is capable of flowing. So it's fluent. What else? 1B, capable of moving with ease and grace. As in, the fluent body of a dancer. Yeah, they tend to be the ones who are more graceful, moving with ease, more fluid in their movement. Unlike me, I walk like this. I don't know, that's me. I don't know what that is. So I am not as fluid as a dancer. Fluent. That's the word, fluent. 2A, capable of using a language easily and accurately, as in fluent in Spanish, also as in a fluent writer. Using a language easily. So I guess technically I am fluent in English. I am definitely not fluent in any other languages. I don't even know how fluent I am in English. I mean, yes, technically I am. I could get along fine in the English-speaking countries. I can have a conversation. I can have a conversation with myself. I can read it clearly. I am fluent in English. So I think this is interesting. You know, the number 1A and 1B definitions were about flowing with ease and grace. And is that how we got to this word meaning knowing a language so well that you can communicate easily and accurately? Like the dancer with their body, you are fluent with your words, your brain and your words, so you can move through another country gracefully with your words. Maybe not your body. That's, we don't know what your body's like, but your words, you are fluent in that language. I will never be fluent in another language. I really just don't think that I have that in me. I don't think so. 2B. Effortlessly smooth and flowing. The synonym is polished, as in a fluent performer or performance. Also, spoke in fluent English. Sometimes I really don't know if I speak in fluent English. The words don't come out so good. Effortlessly smooth and flowing. Yeah, so like anything, if you practice a performance so well over and over again, by a certain point, you just know it off the top of your head. You know it so well. You've memorized every little thing that goes on in this performance. And so then when you put it on for real, it is probably will be a fluent performance. 2C, having or showing mastery of a subject or skill, as in fluent in math. I know all of the math things. I am so fluent in math, I can tell you that 3 + 4 is 7. So I think that makes me fluent in math. Fluently is an adverb. Now, this word, you probably have already been able to decipher a little bit of where this word comes from. From the Latin verb fluere, which actually, if we go back to the previous episode, Doesn't say fluere, but it's all about flowing and waves and fluid stuff. Yeah, there's more at the word fluid, which, hey, that's going to be in this episode. Wonderful. All right, now moving on. Now we have flue pipe. Here's flue pipe. 2 words. Noun from 1852. This is an organ pipe whose tone is produced by an air current striking the lip and causing the air within to vibrate. And it says compared to reed pipe. So the reed pipe has reeds in the pipe. I think that's another kind of organ pipe, because when I was looking up pictures for the flue in a wind instrument, I think I saw the reed pipes and the flue pipes. And so the reed pipe has reeds, which are like thin wooden things that are vibrating, which is what's going to cause the sound, going to create the sound. But in the flue pipe, it looks like it's the air. The air vibrates because the air current is going through the flue and this other hole probably. Organ pipe whose tone is produced by an air current striking the lip and causing the air within to vibrate. Yeah, I think this deserves maybe a link in the show notes and a maybe a photo or two on the social media for flue pipe and reed pipe, and you can compare them and contrast and see how they're different. All right, flue pipe. I love the sound of an organ. Now, I didn't really realize that there were these different types of pipes. Different pipe types. Flue pipes, reed pipes. I'm sure some people can recognize, oh, yeah, I can hear the sound of that. That sounds like a reed pipe. But that one over there, that sounds like a flue pipe. I can hear the difference. A reed pipe probably sounds more buzzy, maybe? Not sure. Next, we have flue stop. 2 words, noun from 1855. An organ stop made up of flue pipes. Well, I have heard of these stops with organs and its pipes, but I have never fully understood what it is exactly. And it can be made up of flue pipes? So it's a flue stop. I don't know. You organ people get it. Next is fluff. The first form of fluff. Noun from 1790. Number 1. The synonym is the first definition for the 7th form of the word down. I'm guessing that is maybe the down of the bird, taking the fluffy feathers off of the bird to make down for jackets and pillows and blankets and stuff like that. Something that I cannot support. So that's fluff, down, makes sense. Now we got number 2. Something fluffy is called fluff. Maybe my hair is fluff. The synonym is dandelion fluff. After the yellow form of the dandelion, when it blossoms into that flower, that yellow flower, and then it closes up, and then it turns into another form. It turns into the fluffy form, and it opens up again, and all those little fluffs appear on the dandelion, and then you bring it up to your face, and you go, whoo, and you blow the fluff away. And maybe you make a wish. Maybe you're that type of person. And you're like, look at all the fluffy things in the air. And then they go land somewhere else and become a new plant. Because those are the seeds. Number 3, something inconsequential is fluff. It's not important. We don't care about it. It's just fluff. Is this podcast fluff? No. No. It is not inconsequential. It's consequential. Number 4, the synonym is blunder, especially an actor's lapse of memory. And didn't we have? Yes, in the previous episode we had the word flub, and we had the synonyms botch and blunder, and I'm not seeing fluff in there, but I think that you can call this lapse of memory, fluff and flub, all the same thing. Blunder. Yep, an actor's lapse of memory is. I just had some fluff there. I forgot my line. There was some fluff in my brain. Maybe my fluffy hair got into my ear and created this fluff. Let's pull out the hair from the ear. This word says, the dictionary says, this word is perhaps a blend of flue, F-L-U-E, and then in parentheses it says fluff, which I don't know why. So combining flue and also puff to create fluff, but again, I don't know why the word fluff is there in parentheses. Is flue and fluff, what's the connection between those? I am not so sure. Now we have the second form of fluff. This is a verb from 1835, starting with transitive. Number 1, to make fluffy, as in fluff the pillows. Also, birds fluffing up their feathers. I'm going to do a little bird fluffing feathers action. This is my bird feather fluffing. All right, enough of that. Thank you very much. Okay, fluff. Yeah, to make fluffy. My hair's already pretty fluffy. Can I fluff it up even more? Fluff it. Fluff it. Okay, number 2A. To spoil by a mistake. To spoil by a mistake. The synonym is botch. So maybe the food that you're cooking, you fluffed it because you botched it up, you screwed it up. Now it's all spoiled and bad, and we don't want to eat your fluffed food. To B, to deliver badly or forget in a play. And the thing that you might be forgetting is your lines. Fluffing up. If you're fluffing your lines a lot, maybe they need to replace you. Intransitive time. Number 1, to become fluffy. Number 2, to make a mistake, especially to forget or bungle one's lines in a play. Now this one, intransitive is to make a mistake. Regular transitive said to deliver badly or forget your lines in a play. What is the difference? You're making a mistake is intransitive. Delivering badly is transitive? I don't know. It's a weird thing to decipher and figure out the difference. All right, so that was fluff, all about fluff. I thought I had something else to say. To become fluffy. I'm just going to become fluffy, and now I'm fluffy, which is our next word, fluffy, adjective from circa 1825. Number 1A, covered with or resembling fluff. I think I have to call out marshmallow fluff here. Don't we have to call out marshmallow fluff at least once during this episode? You can make marshmallow fluff by taking marshmallows and then just like stretching them out and playing with it for a while. Or you could just go to the store and buy a jar of fluff. Somebody has already taken the marshmallowy goodness and put it into a semi-liquid form. What even is it? I don't know. It's vegan. For some reason, I believe marshmallow fluff is vegan, even though marshmallows technically are not even vegetarian because they got gelatin in there. Marshmallow fluff is made up of other things, and I don't care. I don't know what it is. I just want it. Fluff. Okay, so fluffy, that's the word we're talking about. Now we got 1B. Being light and soft or airy. Also, puffed up. As in, a fluffy omelet. This reminds me of a story. Back in the day, I was in college. This must have been like 2002 or 3, something like that. And I had seen a commercial, I guess it must have been one of those late night commercials for this cooking device that I bought. It was not very big, 8 inches across, maybe. I don't know what it was. And inside there were like two like half circle wells, and you could put a bunch of things in there. I used this thing a fair amount at the time. I was eating eggs at the time, and so you could put like 1 or 2 eggs in each one, and they would cook up in there. You could make like you could put stuff in like bread or dough and put it in and clamp it down, and so you could make these little like pockets cooked up in this thing. You could do so many things with it. It was really a fantastic little device. And my girlfriend's cousin was visiting, and of course they were drinking all night the night before, and the next morning I made us these little omelette-y things inside of this machine, and I gave him his, and he starts eating it, and he's like this big football wrestler Iowa guy, and he goes, "Spencer, how do you make your eggs so fluffy?" And I was like, "It's this machine." I will never forget that very specific type of person asking me how I make my eggs so fluffy. It was fantastic. I had forgotten about that for a while until just now. Okay, fluffy omelet. Everybody loves a fluffy omelet. How do you make your eggs? How do you make your regular omelet so fluffy? You probably gotta whisk up those eggs, just beat them till they're dead. Number 2 for fluffy, lacking in meaning or substance. The synonym is the 2C definition for the word superficial. So it's very shallow, whatever it is. It's superficial. It's not deep. You can't go down deep to find any meaning or substance to this because there is none. It's just fluffy. Fluffily is an adverb. I cooked my eggs so fluffily. Fluffiness is a noun. Okay, that's it for fluffy, and now we're going to go on to my sound effect. I know that I'm 100% accurate in that sound. The sound of a flugelhorn. A great word. Flugelhorn. Horn. That's how you spell it. Flugelhorn. Oh, you can also spell it with an E after the flu part. Fluegelhorn. But I should also point out that the first spelling, there's an umlaut over the U. You cannot forget about the umlaut. The umlaut will get very angry with you if you forget about the umlaut. Don't you forget about me. I am the umlaut. Okay, flugelhorn, noun from 1854. This is a valved brass instrument resembling a cornet, but having a larger bore. That means it's like the pipe is wider, I think, right? A larger bore. Similar to a cornet, also looks very similar to, the trumpet. It's a slightly different shape. I think overall it's sort of bigger, thicker. I think the bell is bigger. And so it has this, very certain sort of big, airy sound. Flugelhornist is a noun, and the etymology says this is German from their word flügel, which means wing or flank, plus horn, which means horn. And this is from the flugel part, I'm guessing, is from its use to signal the flanking drivers in a battue. What is a battue? I don't remember that word at all. Let's look up battue before we look up the actual sound of a flugelhorn. The battue is the driving of game toward hunters by beaters. A hunting party arranged by driving game toward hunters and beaters, battues. Okay, so this is the action of pushing the animals towards the hunters. Oh, wow, great. Okay, and so the flugelhorn was used to signal the flanking drivers, the drivers on the side, probably to push the animals in a certain direction, to signal the flanking drivers in a battue, and so it's flugel, which means flank. It's the horn to talk to the people on the flanks, on the sides. And I don't love this history, but it's a wonderful instrument. Um, so let's now look up just a flugelhorn. I think you deserve to hear the flugelhorn. Let's just pick this random. Oh, here. Okay, yes, this is one of the first videos that pops up. It says, "What if Smooth Criminal had a flugelhorn solo?" And let's not watch these ads. Come on, give me the skip button. I want to skip the ads. All right, flugelhorn solo coming up. That person is very proficient in the flugelhorn. What's cool about this video, actually, is that they also have this whole solo written out. I don't know if maybe they had some sort of MIDI thing recorded and write it out in the musical staff, but it's very complicated and fast. And so if you are a flugelhorn player, you can watch this and try to follow along and play along with it. Wonderful. So, that was a very specific type of playing of the flugelhorn, but you got to hear it, and it's very similar to a trumpet, but, the trained ear, the people who are playing those instruments regularly, they can tell the difference. I don't think I'm one of them. Okay, next. Now we have the word fluid, first form, adjective from 1603. Number 1A. Having particles that easily move and change their relative position without a separation of the mass, and that easily yield to pressure, also capable of flowing. So basically what it described was the whole mass, everything can move in lots of ways, but they never get detached from the whole thing. Right? When you take water, all the bits and pieces move in crazy ways, but the water is still water. I guess that's the right way to describe it. I don't know. Make a mass and easily yield to pressure. If you put pressure on it, it's like, okay, fine, I yield. Don't hurt me. You can't hurt me. I'm not alive. 1B for fluid. Subject to change or movement. The the example is boundaries became fluid. Ugh, boundaries of countries? Why are the borders becoming fluid? Number 2, characterized by or employing a smooth, easy style, as in the ballerina's fluid movements, because the ballerina is fluent in moving. Also, as in fluid recitation of his lines. He was so good at reciting his lines, he didn't make any fluffs whatsoever. He didn't fluff it up. He did it fluidly. Number 3A, available for various uses, as in a fluid computer program. Available for various uses? What does that mean? Are you different types of computers can use this fluid computer program? What else? What? You could do different types of things in this computer program? You can write food recipes, or you can also play games, or you can also do other things. Make 3D animation. That's a very fluid computer program. Okay, what else we got? We got 3B. The synonym is the number 4 definition for the word liquid, as in fluid assets. So, it is not literally talking about a liquid, which you would think it would be when we're talking about fluid and liquid. No, these are your assets that are liquid, so they're fluid, which means it's not property. that's not a liquid asset. I think, if I remember my money studies correctly, your liquid assets are cash, pretty much the money that you have in the bank that you can take out. Like, here are my liquid assets. Oh no, they dripped all through my fingers because they're fluid. Okay, fluidly is an adverb, and fluidness is a noun. And I think we pretty much already know where this word came from, but let's look at the etymology anyway. Let's see, from Latin fluere, which means to flow, akin to the Greek word plizine, which means to boil over. So yeah, the liquid is boiling over. It's very liquidy and fluidy, and it will flow over too. Okay, now it's the second form of fluid, noun from 1661. A substance tending to flow or conform to the outline of its container. And an example of this substance is liquid or gas. That's what they do. You put a liquid or a gas into a container, and they're just going to fill it up or take on the contours of that container. Liquid is more is affected by gravity more than gas. So a liquid is going to take up probably the bottom part of a container, but a gas expands, and it says, screw you, gravity, I don't care about you. I'm going to expand to fill up this entire container, because that's what I do. I'm a gas. It's a gas. So yeah, it tends to flow or conform to the outline of its container. It's a fluid. Fluidal, fluid with an A-L, fluidal, that is an adjective. And let's see, fluidly is an adverb, and fluid-like is an adjective. Sometimes I feel fluid-like when I want to just lay down and take a little nap, because I feel like a fluid. Next is fluid dram, 2 words, or fluidram. You can combine them into one word, because the one ends in a D and the next one starts with a D. So why don't you just put those D's together and you got fluidram. The episode that I listened to this morning, March 24th, actually had the abbreviation for fluid dram in it, FLDR. So what is a fluid dram? It is a noun from circa 1860. A unit of liquid capacity equal to 1/8 fluid ounce. And it says to see the weight table. So it's a weight. Ounces come in weight and also volume. So I guess this one, it's a weight, but it's a liquid weight? What? It's a fluid dram, because there's fluid ounces, and 1/8 of a fluid ounce is a fluid dram. And I want to know, like, what if we looked up just how where's the friggin' H? No, that's the other one. How, oh boy, my fingers are all off. How big is a fluid dram? I want to know, like, what types of things are measured in fluid drams. It's roughly 3.7 milliliters. So that's helpful to know. Fluid drams are commonly used in pharmacy and medicine for precise dosing of liquid medications. So it's just a little bit. Any other things showing here about, like, what? I mean, made drops. I would assume a drop. How much is a drop? How big is a water drop? Is that, should I look that up? Yeah, a drop, water droplet. Come on, go back to the thing. Water droplet. Let's see, 0.5 to 6 milliliters in diameter. I want to know the volume, the liquid dram volume. Let's see. I guess I just have to type that fluid dram, not liquid dram. Let's see. A fluid dram is blah, blah, blah. 30 drops of water. Oh, 30 drops of water is one fluid dram. Okay, that's a good thing to know for everybody. Okay, let's move on to fluid extract. Looks like it's one word. Fluid extract. Noun from 1851. An alcohol preparation of a plant-derived drug containing the active constituents of 1 gram of the dry drug in each milliliter. Huh? Preparation of a plant-derived drug containing an active constituent of 1 gram of the dry drug in each milliliter. You combine it into a liquid, and each milliliter has 1 gram of the dried drug. So it's the fluid extract. Okay, sure, great. Last word. It's fluidic. Fluid with an IC at the end. Adjective from 1960 of relating to or being a device like an amplifier or control that depends for operation on the pressures and flows of a fluid in precisely shaped channels. Fluidic, a device that depends, it won't work unless it's got the pressures and the flows of a fluid in precisely shaped channel. I don't know what we're talking about. What amplifiers and controls? I think of audio, but maybe it's not audio. I don't know how audio is dealing with fluids. Fluidic is a noun. Fluidics is also a noun. And that's it. We got a few more fluid words in the next episode. So now we must pick a word of the episode. Today we had flu, flu cured, fluency, fluent, flu pipe, flu stop, fluff, fluff, fluffy, flugelhorn, fluid, fluid, fluid dram, fluid extract, and fluidic. Huh. I don't know. I think I'm just going to pick fluffy as the word of the episode. Let's see. Fluffy, fluffy. I'm feeling fluffy today. I'm feeling so fluffy. Fluffy, 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 fluffy. My talking is very fluffy. Sure, why not? Okay, great. I did not write down the next movie that I watched, but I know it in my head. Just last night, we finally watched The Adventures of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. Sharon, I don't think had ever even really heard of this movie. I had heard about it from many decades ago. It's from 31 years ago, 1994. Australia. It's about drag queens who are traveling across Australia just for reasons. A lot of people had recommended it. In fact, my drag queen episode here on this show, a Muffy Fish Basket, is that her name? She might have even mentioned it, and I was like, yeah, I've been meaning to watch that for many, many years because I know a lot of people really love it. And so I finally got around to watching this very silly, ridiculous, but also very dramatic and heartwarming and heart-wrenching sometimes story about these 3 drag queens. And, there are terms and things that have not aged well because we have grown a lot as a society, and I hope we keep on growing and don't backtrack at all. But yeah, so just know that going in, if you watch it, it's from the mid-90s, and we're 30 plus years from that point in time. Yeah, language changes. But yeah, it was a very fun movie, and I'm glad I finally watched it. And it won the Oscar for Best Costume Design, and I am not at all surprised because those costumes were pretty spectacular. And there were some very interesting moments where like the movie just there's like, I don't know if you could say magical realism. It plays around with time a little bit. Like, that's not possible in the world of the movie, but it's for a movie, and it's artistic, so who cares? It's fine. Yeah. The Adventures of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. I didn't even know who Priscilla was I thought it was maybe a person. Priscilla is not a person. Priscilla is the bus. All right, that's it for this episode. Thank you so much for checking out my fluffy content. And until next time, this is Spencer dispensing information. Goodbye. Flue?